Ah, ketchup, the king of condiments, packed in those nostalgic, bright red diner squeeze bottles. We've already covered white and yellow, so now it's time for red, delicious homemade ketchup. But did you know that 1950s diner style ketchup had a bolder, tangier kick? It wasn't just sweet, it was smooth, rich, and packed with real tomato flavor. No corn syrup, no shortcuts, just pure old-fashioned goodness. Hello my friends and fellow Apolonians, welcome back to Apaulo Diner. I'm your host Apaulo Jupiter, and today we're bringing that vintage classic back. A homemade 1950s style ketchup with the perfect balance of sweet, tangy and deep tomato richness, just like they served in mid-century diners. So grab your fries, because once you taste this, you'll never go back to the bottled stuff. Let's get started! What you'll need for about 300 milliliters or 1 1/4 cup of delicious 50s style ketchup. 26 ounces or 750 grams of drained peeled canned tomatoes, or 2.2 pounds or 1 kilogram of ripe tomatoes. Using canned tomatoes is totally fine and saves you the extra step of cooking and peeling, so I recommend going with canned. Half a medium onion, finely chopped, a garlic clove, minced, 1/3 of a cup or 65 grams granulated sugar for that classic Heinz-like sweetness, 6 tablespoons or 90 milliliters of white vinegar in 5% acidity for the signature tang, half a tablespoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste boosting that deep tomato flavor, a tiny pinch, about a knife tip or 1/8 of a teaspoon if you want to be precise, of ground allspice, just a hint, too much and we get into curry ketchup territory, a tiny pinch of ground cloves, a small pinch of dry mustard powder, just enough for depth, a little bit of cold water to mix with the cornstarch later on, and half a tablespoon cornstarch for thickening. Let's start by prepping our tomatoes. Since I'm using canned, let's simply drain any excess liquid. And make sure the weight matches what's in the ingredient list. If you're using fresh tomatoes, you'd need to core and roughly chop them first, which is why I recommend sticking with canned tomatoes for convenience. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3 and about 50% less effort. Now let's cook our base. In a pot or saucepan, add a small splash of oil and saute the onion and garlic over medium-low heat until they're translucent and soft for about 3 to 5 minutes, but be careful not to let them brown too much. Once they're soft, add the tomatoes and mash them up with a potato masher. Remember, don't go overboard, they didn't do anything to you. Unlike that washing machine that somehow eats the stock from every pair. Then stir in the tomato paste, mix well, and let everything simmer over medium to medium-low heat for about 30 minutes while stirring occasionally. Now while this cooks down, let's talk a bit about ketchup in the 1950s. Unlike today's ultra-smooth, extremely sweet versions, vintage diner ketchup had a bit more tang and real tomato flavor. This was when Heinz and other brands refined their recipes, making them thicker and more uniform compared to the runnier, spicier ketchups of the early 1900s. And fun fact, those iconic diner squeeze bottles, they weren't just for show. They made it easy for servers to refill without the dreaded ketchup stuck in the bottle problem we all know from glass bottles. That little history break made time fly. Once everything is nice and soft, grab a hand blender or countertop blender and blend it until completely smooth. If you're using a hand blender, be careful, it has a mind of its own and it loves to redecorate kitchens. Then strain it through a fine sieve and push it through with a spatula or spoon back into a clean pot to remove any remaining seeds or fibers. This is what gives it that smooth classic diner ketchup texture. Now it's time for some flavor magic. Stir in the sugar, vinegar, salt, mustard powder, and just a pinch of allspice and cloves. Let it simmer uncovered for another 30 to 40 minutes. This step deepens the flavors and thickens the ketchup naturally. Speaking of thick ketchup, have you ever struggled to get ketchup out of a glass Heinz bottle? Here's a trick. Tap the embossed 57 on the bottle right at the neck. That's the sweet spot to get it flowing. Heinz even admitted that's the best way to pour it without making a mess. We're nearly there. Time for a taste test. Amazing. Does yours need a bit more tang? Just add a splash of vinegar. Touch more sweetness, a bit more sugar will do the trick. This one's just right. If the ketchup feels too thin, mix the cornstarch with a little cold water, stir it in, and let it simmer for a few more minutes until it reaches that perfect diner-style thickness. Now just pour the ketchup into sterilized jars or classic diner squeeze bottles and let it cool. For the best flavor, I recommend letting it sit in the fridge overnight. It gets even better after 24 hours. You'll be surprised at how much the flavors develop. Can't wait to pour that on my next burger. And there you have it, my friends. Real old-fashioned 1950s diner-style ketchup. Smooth, tangy, and packed with that nostalgic flavor. Perfect for burgers, fries, or anything that needs a little vintage magic. What are you planning to pair this delicious ketchup with? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this recipe, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay updated on all things vintage and delicious. Want to bring ketchup's best friends to the table? Learn how to make homemade mayo or mustard right here. As always, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Stay warm, stay joyful, and keep the nostalgia alive. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.